Hey, what's up, Carlo? This is a quick demo video for you for your, this is a custom Saber by Space Junk Sabers. That's Nevin Varner over there. So I've had this for a few weeks trying to get to it. So, I appreciate the wait, or I appreciate your patience. And let's get into it, right? It's installed with a Proffie V2. It's got CCSabers LEDs in here. It's a 2-button setup. So your top switch here will be your activation, and then your bottom switch here will be your auxiliary. And then I did put a Neopixel accent right behind this lens to give this some different effect. I wired this independently, so you can program it to do whatever you want, right? But to get to everything, you just want to unscrew the handle. This comes right off just like this. And then here's your chassis. It says Space Junk Sabers over here for Nevin, and then Solo Sabers over here for me. And you can see your Proffie board right here. And you can get to your micro USB without just popping the board up. But if you want to get to your SD card, you will need to pop the board up. This chassis is an extremely tight press fit down into this piece right here. It's not adhesed in any way, and it doesn't have any kind of set screw. So if you're very careful, you can pull it out, get to your board. Although I don't think you need to pull it out to get to your board. Right? I do have a piece of art tape over it, but it's still a press fit down into the shelf. So you could take that tape off if you wanted and do everything from here without moving the chassis. There was really no good way to adhese the chassis down. There was no place for a set screw, and I didn't want to use glue, so I just made a tight press fit down into here. So anyway, you got your board. It's a removable battery. So spring side is your negative, and then you've got a 24mm Smugglers Outpost speaker here in the back. I did throw a few sound fonts on here from Preston, so I'll just be forwarding that money on to Preston over at Syndicate Sound Fonts. And I did wire this to do some things that are different from your blade on those fonts, but on the stock package that I left on here, this accent is just going to mimic your blade. Okay, so let's throw a battery in. So we'll throw this on and put the handle on. I did give you motion controls. If you find the handle's not going on at first, don't try to force it. Just find the threads and then lock it in. Just like that. You don't want to cross thread it. I did clean the threads with some WD-40, but if you're not careful, you can cross thread it, right? So you see your accent kind of blinking there. LEDs working. And we twist off. And then if you didn't want to use motion controls, you could just come over here and tap the top switch. And then tap it again to turn it off. Now this guy right here is your blade retention. So we just want to back this out of the blade socket, and then we'll throw a blade in so you can see everything's working good there too. This takes a 1-inch diameter blade. And we'll lock this down. I'm not going to use your blade retention for the purpose of this demo. I don't really need it. It is pretty tight in there. So we'll just fire it up. So you got battle mode, right? So if you hit the blade, or if you hit the saber, it'll initiate blade lockup, and it will stay like that, okay, until you pull away from it. Just like that. And then to get to your sound, the soundtrack on each sound font, just hold the power button down for a second and then let go. And then do the same thing to turn it off. And then to get to your next sound font, we'll just hit the auxiliary when the blade is off.
Very fast, very dangerous.
And then here you got an orange accent kind of pulsating there. Dark Jedi with the purple. It's kind of a slower pulse. And this is more of a purple blade, but I made your accent blue on this one just to try to mix it up a little bit.
It is the dark saber.
One last one. And I think now we're into the stock fonts. Now, of course, on the stock fonts, like I said, your accent is going to mimic your blade, right? So you can see they're the same color.
Smooth Jedi.
Blue.
Smooth gray.
Fire blade, and then a fire accent too. And then we'll stop at the rainbow blade.
Smooth Jedi. Smooth gray. Smooth fuzz.
I think this is it right here. Just like that. And then we'll go ahead and take the blade out of here. Just like that. Nice tight fit. Everything's working like it should. And then to get to everything, after you're all done, we'll just loosen this handle again to get to your battery. And you come over here. Come over here from the positive side and pull it out with your finger. It is a pretty tight fit, but you can get it with your finger. So yeah, that is the Saber. Let me know if you got any questions. If not, I will get this out in the mail to you tomorrow. All right, thanks, man.